The return of Vecna in Stranger Things Season 5 is something fans expected, but the real surprise comes from how big and complicated his new plan actually is. Now that Season 5 Volume 1 is streaming, people finally get to see how the final chapter of Netflix's biggest sci-fi show sets up its darkest and most emotional fight yet. After waiting for 3 long years, viewers are back with the entire Hawkins gang, and the show wastes no time catching everyone up. This time, the group is not scattered all around the world like they were in Season 4. They are mostly in the same place, facing the same danger, and this makes the story more intense, emotional, and action-packed. Old friendships, painful memories, and new fears are all back together as the show moves toward its final showdown. But of course, the biggest thing everyone was waiting for finally happens. Vecna returns, and he's not just back, he's scarier, smarter, and more powerful than before. Henry Creel, who became 01 and later turned into Vecna, has always believed that he is evolving into something bigger than human, something that deserves to rule the world. In Volume 1, and we finally see the full picture of how he plans to reshape everything and why he is hunting children across Hawkins. His plan is not random, not chaotic. It is controlled, methodical, and horrifying, and every step of it connects all the way back to Season 1. Season 5 opens with a huge callback to the beginning of the series. Viewers see the moment the Demogorgon grabbed Will in the woods, you dragged him into the Upside Down, and left him unconscious. But this time, the show reveals something new. Will was taken straight into Vecna's lair, not just left wandering alone. Vecna injects him with an unknown substance that strengthens a psychic bond between them. This moment from Season 1 suddenly becomes way more important because it explains why Will has always been connected to the Upside Down, why he feels things no one else can feel, and why Vecna sees him as the first. That early connection becomes the blueprint for Vecna's current plan in Season 5. Now, Vecna is trying to repeat that process with more children, starting with Holly Wheeler, Mike and Nancy's little sister. At the end of Episode 1, a Demogorgon appears on the ceiling of Holly's room, attacks her parents in the next episode, and pulls her into the Upside Down. What looks like a sweet dreamland suddenly becomes a nightmare disguised as something innocent. Holly finds herself in a peaceful-looking house with her imaginary friend. But something feels off. When his face is finally revealed, he is not an imaginary friend at all. He's Vecna in disguise. He leads Holly to the Creel house inside the Upside Down, a place that looks whole and perfect to her only because Vecna uses his memories to mask the real horror around them. Inside this fake peaceful version of the Creel house, Vecna tells Holly that more children, including her classmate Derek, will be joining them soon. He makes it clear that he wants the entire school of Hawkins, child by child. Vecna believes children are easy to control because they are weak in body and mind, something he has believed since his days in Hawkins' lab. But there's a deeper reason he is kidnapping them. Vecna calls them vessels, and it becomes clear that he is using these children exactly the way he used Will back in Season 1. He injects the same mysterious substance into all of them to create a psychic link, allowing him to feed on their minds, grow stronger, and eventually push his power into the real world. Adults, meanwhile, are useless to him because he cannot control their minds as easily. He kills them effortlessly using demogorgons, but children he keeps alive because he needs them for his grand plan. Vecna's plan grows scarier when Will reveals what he sees inside the hive mind. Vecna takes 1 child on the first night, 3 children on the second night, and 8 children on the third night. He will remember seeing 12 spots inside Vecna's lair, meaning Vecna needed exactly 12 children to complete whatever he is building. Holly is just the beginning. 3 are taken the next night, 8 are taken later by the Demogorgons in Episode 4. And this means Vecna now has all 12 kids he needs. The children become batteries that power his psychic expansion, allowing him to reshape Hawkins and fold the real world into the Upside Down layer by layer. But there is one flaw in Vecna's plan, and that flaw is Will Byers himself. Vecna thinks children are weak, but Will has changed since the first time he was taken. He is not the scared boy from the woods anymore. At the end of Episode 4, Will learns how to use the psychic connection against Vecna. He stops panicking, takes a deep breath, remembers all the people who love him, all the friendships that shaped him, all the moments that taught him strength. And this gives him a mental power he never knew he had. He focuses on the hive mind and kills several Demogorgons at the same time, proving that Vecna underestimated him. Vecna thought Will was a perfect vessel, someone easy to control, but Will grows stronger because of the same bond Vecna forced on him years ago. This twist completely changes the direction of the story because it means Vecna no longer has full control. For the first time, someone inside his own system is fighting back. Will's history reveals why Vecna made this risky plan in the first place. Vecna believed that Will showed him what was possible, how he could build his psychic world with enough connected minds. But Vecna also believed children were always going to be the easiest victims. It is a belief that comes straight from his backstory in Hawkins' lab, where he killed several children before Eleven fought him. Vecna has always seen kids as replaceable and weak, but that same belief has always been his downfall. Eleven defeated Vecna in the lab because he believed she was weaker than him. Will defeats his control because Vecna assumed Will would always stay fragile. As Season 5, Volume 1 ends, Vecna's master plan becomes clearer. He wants to reshape the world using a psychic network of children whose minds he controls. He wants to bend the real world into the twisted form of the Upside Down. He believes that once he has enough vessels connected to him, he can break the barrier between dimensions completely. But now, Will's growing strength introduces a major problem for him. Vecna did not plan for one of his own vessels to fight back, and that sets up a huge battle in Volume 2 where Eleven, Will, you, and the rest of the gang will unite their strengths, emotional, psychic, and physical, to stop him for good. Everything in Season 5 shows how Vecna's plan has been building from the very beginning of the series. The Demogorgon attack in Season 1 was not random. Will's connection to the Upside Down was not a coincidence. Vecna was behind everything from the start, working in the shadows while building his hive mind. His return in Season 5 brings all those hidden threads into one final plan. The story forces every character to face their past, and every memory from the earlier seasons starts to become important again. Vecna's transformation into the final villain becomes more meaningful because viewers now understand how long he has been influencing events. Over the course of Volume 1, the tension keeps building as the characters slowly figure out pieces of Vecna's plan. Eleven feels the threat rising again. Mike tries to stay close to Will but sees his friends slipping into something deeper. Nancy and Jonathan confront their worst fears as children start disappearing around Hawkins. Steve and Robin feel the urgency as the Demogorgons become more violent and unpredictable. Everyone senses that Hawkins is on the edge of collapse, but the full horror is only revealed through Will's connection to the hive mind. Now everything is set for the final battle in Volume 2. Vecna thinks he finally has his perfect world ready to reshape. But Will's power, Eleven's strength, and the entire group's emotional bond create a force Vecna has never been able to understand. The more he tries to destroy their world, the stronger their unity becomes.